we're about to head into September, and sure, end of the season, playoffs, all that. But you might also know that September 1st, another one of those milestone dates for Major League Baseball. That means rosters can expand to 28. And that means, of course, we're going to see some more prospects get the call because they can be added to the roster. They don't have to be on the 40 man. And yeah, some teams aren't even waiting. We've already got some exciting new pitching prospects that are up. And of course, there's a couple guys I still want to talk to that I think might be next. Well, we've already seen Nolan McLean for the Mets, and man, has he been good. And there's another one not far behind, and no, it's not Brandon Sproat. Actually, it's a guy you probably heard all about if you follow minor league baseball at all. Jonah Tong for the Mets. Sounds like he is being promoted. He's only leading the entire minor leagues in strikeouts with 179 this season, a cool 40.5% strikeout rate, and a 1.43 ERA. He's the number 44 overall prospect in the majors. And, as far as the Mets go, yeah, they're pretty loaded if you look at that top five with McLean, Tong, and then Sproat not too far behind. The reason Tong gets so many punch outs is because he's got a plus fastball. Not a big guy, but he does pack some heat, but he's got a lot of good movement on that fastball. And also, he's got a changeup and a curveball that aren't that far behind. It sounds like Tong might be up in time to face the Marlins this coming weekend, whenever he does make a start, if that's what they're going to do. That's a pretty good spot to debut. Now, obviously, we want to temper expectations, but I think after seeing how McLean has responded to his promotion, it's hard to keep it in. So, look, add Tong. This guy's been so dominant this year. How can you not? This goes for playoff teams. This goes for anyone who needs a boost in the pitching department. Honestly, he's that good a prospect right now. And if you see what McLean has done, yeah, Tong could even be better. All right, not nearly as exciting, but the A's have yet another young pitcher that has gotten called up. I'm not sure if Mason Barnett is going to be in the rotation, but there's a need because now we got Jacob Lopez, who had been just stringing together great start after great start. Well, he's on the IL, and we know Jack Perkins, who had looked good for a spot, he's also on the shelf. So here's another opening. Now, Luis Morales, not that long ago, got promoted. He's looked really good. He's got more pure stuff than Barnett. And, well, honestly, he's just been a lot better because Barnett hasn't been good in the minors this season, just at all. Now, Barnett was traded from the Royals to the A's last year in the Lucas Erceg deal. And he had been good up until 2025, but he's just struggled in this taste of AAA. A 6.13 ERA, 1.60 whip, a near 12% walk rate, but also just too many home runs. Now, Barnett does have the makeup, the stuff to be a starter. He employs a 4-pitch mix. The slider is his best pitch. He can generate whiffs. He can do it. Again, he had really been kind of cruising until this season. But again, we've seen this over and over again. Guys who maybe had that little bump in the road at AAA and then they recover fine in the majors. I mean, let's see. I know the Red Sox do seem to have an opening as well. Walker Buehler has been bumped to the bullpen. And then one of their top prospects, Richard Fitz, he just went on the IL. So could we see Peyton Toll next? Toll is an imposing force on the mound, 6'6", 250. And yeah, he does lead with the fastball. Grades out at a 70. I mean, he can throw almost get it up to 99 miles per hour. But he isn't satisfied with just that. He's been working on his pitch mix throughout the season. And according to this article on Fangraphs, they always do great work. He's been working on a gyro slider. It's kind of like this combo pitch, a lot of movement, some deception to it. Promising. Now, he's not a finished product, of course, but so far the results are pretty good. He came straight out of college in TCU last year and started the year at A ball, moved quickly up to Double A and then Triple A. In his latest stop, he's only made 3 starts, but 3.60 ERA and 0.87 WHIP and a 28.8% strikeout rate. He was flat out dominant in Double A, which is why he didn't last there very long. Sub 2 ERA, very far, sub 1 whip, and 37% strikeout rate. Not long ago, it would have been hard to imagine a guy going from college and draft to the majors all in like a calendar year, but these days, not at all hard to picture. A guy like Sal Stewart sure could help a team like the Reds, who are still hanging in there and scrapping to try to get a wild card berth. They did make some trade deadline additions that made this, I guess, more of a luxury than anything. But again, September 1st, why not add a guy like Stewart who could be a boost? You could put him at the hot corner, at DH, wherever, because this guy can hit above average as far as hit tool and power. Not really a pure power bat, and not a guy who's going to be a monster in any category, just a good overall hitter. Won't get you speed, but that's okay. And what you like is that since being promoted to Triple A, he's gotten better. In fact, in the month of August, 329 with 6 homers and 21 RBIs, almost as many walks as strikeouts. This is one promotion that you project less because of need, but more just because this guy has earned it. And you want to talk about climbing through the different levels and going from draft to majors? Yeah, the number one draft pick, Travis Bazzana, from a year ago in Cleveland, he might be seeing the Guardians pretty soon. He's been in AAA for all of 2 weeks, but he's already starting to hit. Got a 5-game hit streak going. And what I like even better is he's got 6 walks just in those past 5 games. He's got a great eye. Bazzana, for a guy who's drafted as high as he was, he also is not a guy who's got prolific power. He doesn't really have a whole lot of speed either. He's pretty even keel in terms of all the tools, but the hit tool is what he leads with because it's not the defense. And that's why, even though he was a second baseman, he's probably going to wind up just DHing for the most part, at least when he first gets called up. Cleveland is just another one of those teams that's kind of on the fringe there. They're going to give him a tryout, I expect. Yeah, it seems quick, but he's not struggled at any level yet. If you want a quick, easy comp, a guy like Bazzana based on makeup and all that, I kind of picture him as a left-handed Luke Keyshaw, but with less speed, but potentially hit for a better average. And we're surely going to see a lot more prospects, up to the majors pretty soon. So just keep an eye out for those transactions and be ready to move quickly because, yeah, there's not a whole lot of season left. Don't forget just to make your regular old waiver wire pickups, guys who have been producing. If you need help, this is the latest one.